Hello everybody and welcome back to another Wingspan video. And not just any Wingspan video. I've got some gameplay from a brand new tournament for you. This is the Youngest Mannequin Madness, and I'm going to find it difficult to pronunciate that in every single video. So yeah, brand new tournament, because obviously I got knocked out of the last one, so yeah, the Xenopsaris X-Factor is still ongoing, but I'm not a part of it anymore. So let's try and redeem ourselves. Third time lucky, right, in terms of tournaments. Let's see if we can get a little bit more progress here. So the way this tournament is going to work is, if I remember correctly, in the first stage there are 144 players, and they've been divided into 12 groups of 12. And then within these groups of 12, we're all going to play amongst each other. So I'm guaranteed 11 matches. So that's pretty good. I can actually get quite a few games under my belt. And the top 4 players from the group will progress into the second stage, which I think is a best of 3 knockout. I think. I don't remember. I'll have to look up the rules. Let's be honest. I haven't got... Am I going to progress? Am I going to get into the top 4? Highly unlikely, but we'll give it a go anyway. We'll try our best. The seedings for this tournament, unlike the previous one, are not done randomly. It's been done based upon the ELO in the month up until the tournament. I don't know, it must be average ELO then, I guess, rather than just your ELO at the end. Yeah, average ELO. So in terms of the 12 players, I am in pot 3. So if we're playing based upon ELO, I should be finishing somewhere between 7th and 9th. But let's hope we can punch a little bit above our weight here. We'll have to see. So yeah, 11 games guaranteed, and if we're getting about, I don't know, 1 video every 2 or 3 days, then yeah, there's about a month of content coming out, so you're welcome. So during the festive break, rest of December, you're gonna be bombarded with Wingspan content from me. That's great. So at the time of recording, I've actually played quite a lot of matches. I've played 7 so far. But this one's post-game commentary. I haven't had any time to do any post-game commentary, but all the other games are live commentaries. Okay, so this is going to be the last post-game commentary for a little while. And we're against Maudlin Cake in this one, and Maudlin Cake is one of the top-seeded players in the group. So yeah, this is going to be a hard match to begin with, but you know, if we get the hard ones out of the way first, then we might be able to claw it back. We'll see. So yeah, post-game commentary, you can see I've got the game here all ready to go. And I will preface this video by saying that not just in terms of tournaments, but also I just think in general, when I played this match, I think I was on like a 4-game losing streak just that day, let alone, you know, in tournaments and all that sort of stuff from the previous videos. So yeah, my ELO has been tanking a little bit. Let's just say that. Hence the thumbnail. So yeah. And you know, when I saw this video pop up, or when I saw the request for the game pop up, I was like, should I play? I probably shouldn't, because I've not been playing very well at all. But I mean, how bad can it be, right? It's not going to get worse, is it? We'll have to find out. Okay, so I'll play through this, and if need be, I might have to pause in between and give my thoughts. So anyway, let's get going. Oh, Chrome, thank you very much. Get some game music. Hope I don't know if you can hear that or not, but we'll go for it. See, I'm going second here, so I was going to have to wait for Maudlin Cake to make... I'm in the mod group, by the way. I think there are 2 Discord server mods in my group, so it's going to be fun. Ruddy Duck in the tray, which is decent. Flycatcher is also decent. A lot depends on my starting hand. If I got a good cut, also Bob White is decent too, but a lot of seeds, that's going to be a problem. If I've got a decent starting hand, then I might not need the Ruddy Duck. We'll have to find out. So yeah, here we go. Right, what have I got? No wetland, which is a problem. Some decent, you know, cheap forest options with chickadee, kite, sparrow, maybe. I'm looking at the first end of round. Maybe I could use that to play this, you know, sparrow potentially. To qualify for the end of round at least. What have I got? I've got a falconer. So if I get the kite down, that's at least 2 points already. I don't have to think about Prairie Manager. Although Prairie Manager is actually a decent bonus card, because you only need 2 to qualify for the lower band. So I'm thinking here, I get Chickadee down. I'll be able to get the food quite easily for Kite and Sparrow because they're very cheap. I kind of want to pick up that Ruddy Duck. So I'm hovering already to take it. I've just got to hope that my opponent has got a good wetland option, so they're not going to draw the ruddy duck. But obviously, since I'm going second, I'm kind of at the mercy. And even then, they might just pick it up anyway to deny it, or they'll just get their wetland even stronger. Hey, and they didn't take it, so you know we got a win on that one at least. So the good thing is here is I can play Chickadee and Ruddy Duck with the food that I've got. And then I can draw cards, I can get food for the other things and whatever. So we're looking okay, I say, with a little bit of, nervousness. I mean, Bob White would be a nice card to get, but it's just very expensive at the moment. I can't use the Chickadee seeds to play stuff. Hawfinch would be decent with Bob White, I must admit. So I'm getting Chickadee set up already. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should be getting Ruddy Duck down and laying eggs and then just digging. But, I've got a forest option. Let's just play it. So if I need food, I can get it. And the good thing is with Ruddy Ducks, I'm getting quite a few cards. I'll be able to discard some for extra food if I need them. I really need to try and find another... Okay. What is this? What is going on? It's been a while since I've played this game. Well, it's not been that long, actually. It's been about a week and a half. I think I'm trying to get the thing set up for the end of round. I think that's what's looking like here. And I'll worry about Ruddy Duck later, which maybe might be a mistake, but we'll roll with it. Obviously, they've picked up the Bob White. There's a quail there, which also could be a decent shout, but, I got a lot of eggs, but... I see him kind of insistent of playing Sparrow here. So maybe that's a mistake. Okay, so I'm laying eggs. So it looks like I'm going to try and get this end of round, because I think there's a chance that by the time I try to play Ruddy Duck and then pick up cards and stuff, I might not be, I wouldn't have the turns available to play Sparrow and something else. Okay. Really? I play Ruddy Duck? Interesting. Okay. I assume what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play the Sparrow with the Kite in the grassland and then lay eggs, and then I'll have Ruddy Duck ready for the next round, and I'll have plenty of eggs. So my opponent's going to win the end of round because they'll just get more eggs than me, but at least I qualify, but it's only worth 1 point, so maybe I shouldn't be doing this? Oh well, at least I've got my Falconer already. And I've got, my grasslands built out a little bit more, so I'm getting 3 eggs a turn rather than 2, which is okay. So I don't know if that was worth it. Probably not, but... oh well. Because I can lay eggs here, and I'm going to have a lot of stuff. Oh, did my opponent only lay 1 egg? Oh, maybe not. What? Hang on a minute. Let me just go back. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I looked at my opponent's board, and... I didn't look at my opponent's board again. That was weird. Okay. I must have looked at it as they're in the middle of their turn, so they didn't trigger or something. I don't know. That's weird. See, I was going to win the end of round anyway, so I didn't lay them all on the... I only could have got maximum of 3. Right. And unfortunately, there's nothing really in the trade that's catching my fancy. I'm just going to dig a bit here. Again, catbird's not ideal, but we'll have to, again, black skimmer's not great either, but... Hi, a bittern again. Am I going to play the bittern this time, folks? I'm getting start that again. I've got big point birds. There we go. So as long as I get some food access, I'll be able to play these, and I'll get some decent points out of it. I have to see. And of course, my opponent gets the Franklin's goal. Of course they do. I should have been paying attention to food. Maybe they had, the food available. I should have noticed that. Oh, right. So this is going to be an uphill battle, but not the end of the game yet. I have got some good card draw of my own, so if I get some good food access, then I might be in with a shout here. We'll have to see. But no, I am currently drawing a lot of very expensive things which I cannot play in the forest, which is very frustrating. And plus, I've got this predator thing, so I'm like, well, what do I pick? And the problem is now Bitten's not going to work because my opponent's never going to put stuff in the wetland. And it's going to be a long, long time until they build that out because they can just run Franklin's Goal all day. So that's a big problem. And I look at this Hooded Crow because my opponent is going to be laying eggs quite a bit. So is that something I can capitalize on? We'll have to see. So I'm doing this just to get some food, try and get this Hooded Crow down, and then draw more cards, I think, is what the plan is here. But yeah, not getting a cheap forest option is a little bit frustrating. I just need anything, like I can't remember what it's called. Is it the white-back woodpecker, the one that gives extra food, or a gnatcatcher, or just anything would be decent. I'm having to get rid of this warbler now because I need to discard stuff. I'm keeping the other things because of the predator power. I might end up playing them and just try and get Falconer. Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I should have dug cards one more time. I'll be pretty gutted now if I dig for cards and I get a cheap forest option. It's always the way. Because my opponent has played Osprey, so I'm gonna benefit somewhat in terms of I'm gonna get food from them, which would be okay if I want to play something like the Aninga or whatever. But yeah, this is insane. Bob White and Goal. Yeah, that's a very, very strong start for them. And the Hawfinch was perfect. It all worked out really nicely for them to have Hawfinch and Bob White. Yeah, it worked out really well for them. And yeah, they're just doing the Osprey for the sets, so maybe they're not even going to go to the wetland. So yeah. I'm also thinking now I'm going to have to draw cards and I want to pick up. I'm going to have to lay eggs. And if I lay eggs all the time, I can tie the end of round, but I'm kind of more interested to get a cheap forest bird. I've got one now with the barred owl. So that's an option. It's not ideal because it's not giving me extra food, but at least it means I can play it and I can get... I don't have to discard cards to get extra food. But it's not. And then now my opponent, of course, resets the bird feeder, and now there are no sodding rats there. Which is very unfortunate. At least the kite got a cash, so we'll take those small victories. But yeah, that's another end of round that I'm going to lose, and then because of the third end of round with the Goal and the Bob White, that's going to be another one I'm going to lose. So yeah, this is not looking good for me already. This is very unfortunate. And I can get a couple tucks here with the. Maybe I could have kept the snipe. That's maybe something I should have perhaps considered because giving my opponent more cards isn't really going to matter because they've got Franklin's Goal anyway. I mean, I guess they could just stop using the Goal, I suppose. But now I've got Junko, but I haven't really got the best card access in the world. How often am I going to be going? Because I'm going to have to be tucking with the Hooded Crow. And okay, I don't know what I'm doing with the Horned Owl. There's then a Woodstalk there, so I kind of want to pick that up so they don't get it. Just pick up the stalk. So I pick up food. Not ideal. So yeah, my opponent's going to pick up that Woodstalk now. I should be denying that, I think. At this point I'm kind of thinking, well, I just want to try and get some birds down. Am I going to play Junko in the forest here? So I get extra food? Maybe. But my opponent's just going to pick up that Woodstalk immediately. Yeah, I was kind of like trapped here. It's because it feels like the game's just raced by. That's the problem I've noticed is when I do live game commentaries, I actually take my time a lot more. And I do actually think through things more. If it's like already third round, I need to start getting things built out. But then I guess I should just be pick up Woodstalk anyway, because if I'm getting extra cards, they're going to be tucked on the Hooded Crow at some point. So it's not a big deal. But yeah, I'm kind of struggling here, unfortunately. If I could use the Chickadee caches to play things, and that'd be great. Like something like the is it the Coltit that allows you to do that? That would be really helpful, but I can't. So that causes some issues. I know my opponent has a Turkey Vulture. I'm like, well, I may as well try and play these Predators because I do get 2 points from it. But yeah, I'm struggling a wee bit. There's now there's a rat in the tray, in the bird feeder rubber. So yeah. Yeah, probably shouldn't have played Hooded Crow, I should have played something else perhaps. I'm not sure if that was worth it. It's like a poor version of the Rough. I know it works completely differently, but at least now I can get Owl down, I can lay eggs a couple of times. I hope that maybe if the Predator powers hit on both birds, then I'm getting 2 points, whereas my opponent only gains a food, but another thing, Snow Bunting. So that means then Junko now is kind of cancelled out. This is kind of unfortunate. Everything I'm trying to do, my opponent's cancelling me. I don't even have a good Predator power either. It's only the caching food one. It's not trying to tuck cards like the Barred Owl, for example, or Golden Eagle or something. My opponent's going to benefit from Turkey Vulture. Snow Bunting now is going to targeting the Junkos. This is all very unfortunate. Everything I'm trying to do, my opponent's just cancelling me on every move, which is infuriating. And they've got the Predator card with the goal. They can just run Grassland forever. I guess I'm laying eggs here to try to be more competitive for the end of the round. Okay, so I get 1 cache. So the question is the kite going to also hit? Highly unlikely. I probably should not have. I probably shouldn't be using these Predator powers. No, it doesn't hit, of course. I shouldn't be giving my opponent extra food. That's kind of a bad idea. But my opponent's always going to win this end of round. They got so much food, and they can just discard an egg to get, is it 4 eggs down? So yeah. So what have they done? They've laid eggs, so I can't compete for this end of round. And now I kind of tunnel vision onto this black skimmer to try and get that down. So I don't have many options, but then yeah, now I'm now looking at Snow Bunting. But I need food too. Just try and get something out of this forest, so yeah. And obviously I think if you're experienced with this game, you'll see a flaw in everything I've just done. I shouldn't have done food that last turn. Yeah, and now I'm going to activate Hooded Crow, and I've got nothing to tuck. So I could have, if I just taken up cards, I could have got 3 more points, rather than taking food there. So that was, and also then their Snow Bunting wouldn't have triggered on the teal power. So yeah, I'm just very rattled at this point, unfortunately. My losing streak of the day was really hurting me here. It just doesn't help that they've just got better things than I do. So yeah, I'm just kind of rattled. I just want I want the game to end because I just know I haven't got a chance, which is really unfortunate because like with the start I had with like Cheap Forest, Ruddy Duck, I had a chance, but nah, didn't draw the things I needed, and then they just got better cards. So then when it's that combination, it's very hard to compete, I think. These are the types of games where I'm watching somebody else play, somebody like Wing It or Tuck and Cash, and they manage to get like 100 points out of this situation. I'll be like, how can you do that? It's like art. And I get so inspired by it. I'm like, oh wow, I can do that. And I try it, and then no, I just get rattled way too quickly. This game can be brutal. It's very easy just to go on a losing streak, and it's just very hard to get anything right. Just to let you know, folks, for people who are watching, the wins are going to come. There are wins coming. I have done I've done a lot of recording in advance, and there are wins coming, I promise. But I never tell myself that. And there's Sapsucker. Where were you earlier? Oh, you'd have been perfect earlier. So yeah, that's very sad. Oh, I got hiccups, oh dear. But I never shy from only putting my wins on YouTube. I think that would be kind of silly. I think you can. Oh god, I got hiccups. You can learn more from your defeats than your wins. And it's part of the learning process. So, I am playing against an extremely good player here. If they get the run of the cards, they're going to just take full advantage, which is absolutely fine. I just need to. I don't know. Should I have taken a few more turns with the Ruddy Duck rather than committing to playing this Hooded Crow? Because this Hooded Crow has kind of been a bit of a wet wipe for me, unfortunately. Haven't used. This is the first time I've ever played that bird, I think. So I was just like, yeah, didn't control it properly. Now my problem is now my opponent is just throwing down bonus card birds, and they've got a really nice setup here. So they just need to get even if they just get the lower band for them, they're in a really good spot here. So I'm gaining quite a lot of predator points from the falconer. That's the only good thing that's going for me. But problem is I've only got 2 turns left, so what am I going to be doing with these 2 turns? I mean, just laying eggs, I guess, but laying 6 eggs just feels like a really poor way to end the game. But there's not really much else I can do. Hey, look at that! You get 2 rats on one and none on the other. So I know I'm giving my opponent food, but I'm just doing it to inflate my own score. But really, strategically, I shouldn't be activating these. If I had like Shoulder Hawk and Barred Owl, for example, together, the chances of them hitting are quite likely, so I could do them both. But when you got Kite and Owl, where you're just at the mercy of these dice, it's just asking for trouble. So yeah, maybe I shouldn't have gone for the Sparrow. Maybe I should. Was there any way I could have even got Bob White down? I don't think so, because I would have had to take food at least twice. And then laid eggs on it. Yeah, so only getting. Yeah, this is pretty poor way to end the game. 3 points for the last 2 turns. That's not good at all. And I mean, my opponent got more points just by playing Blue Throw than I did in 2 turns. So yeah, you can just see the disparity that we're playing at, unfortunately. So yeah, I really did not prove to be very good competition here this time. Unfortunately. And now I get my answer. Which is kind of what I wanted earlier. So at least I tied that end of round. It's the only good showing, to be honest, but everything else was pretty poor. So yeah, you can tell, I mean, I don't think you need to be experienced in this game to know I was going to be losing anyway. But yeah, there's no aspect of the game that I was winning on, so yeah. Bit of a shame. Oh, I got Wartuck card. I got Wartuck food. I'll take that win. I got Wartuck cards too, but yeah, that's not going to be enough to win. And I can sit here and complain all I want, go like, oh well, my opponent had Franklin's goal in the starting hand, and I didn't have it, but I had to go up and pick up. That's why they didn't go and get Ruddy Duck, because they had Franklin's goal in hand. I probably should have twigged that, to be honest, but I was a bit slow on the uptake, as per usual. Yeah, I think a lot depends on the day too. Sometimes I do look at my opponent a lot more, and I do think about what they could have, but it's just, I think when you're on a bit of a losing streak, it's very easy just to get sucked into just like, negative sort of mindset, and just be like, oh, just click without actually thinking. And the problem is that makes it worse, right? you just because then you don't actually focus on what you're doing, and then you lose more often, and then it just doesn't work. So yeah, 73 is never a good score to winning with 73 is never going to happen. So it's not like I gave myself a chance of winning. I might have still lost anyway because my opponent had a really good setup. But if I'm just getting 73 points, that's not going to be anywhere close to winning anyway. So I need to make games more competitive, even if it goes against me a little bit. And yeah, I mean, I maybe got a little bit unfortunate with just certain cards that my opponent got with the cards that I got, but I also made lots of like really stupid decisions. I'm kind of interested. I'm trying to think here when that Bob White was in. I don't know. I'm not saying Bob White would have won me the game either, but I'm just trying to think. Like, is there a way I could have got it? I played Ruddy Duck. I had to. Oh no. I had to pick up food at least twice, but the bird feeder might not have been in my favor anyway. And I had to play it, so I had to play it, lay eggs. Would have been better than this double play that I did. This double play, it was cheap. That was the only thing that was good from it, to be honest. So that wasn't really what I wanted to do. Yeah, and then just the only thing I got, which was kind of good for me, was like lots of points from Falconer. I think in the end I got like 8 points from it, right? As I fly through all the screens. Oh, now YouTube doesn't want to work. Fantastic. Yeah, I think I got 8 points from Falconer. I can count it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Which in that sense that's okay, but unless I miss something really obvious, I don't think I got any like really good cards to like help out with my like forest at all. I was kind of desperate having to play Junko here, but then typical, my opponent has bloody Snow Bunting. And then they had Turkey Vulture, which is perfect for what I was doing. I don't know, yeah, I guess, did they just, they couldn't have known I had Falconer. There's no way that they would predict that. But just kind of just hit, just playing out the, just playing the Vulture because it was nice and easy to play, because it doesn't cost anything. Do they have Behaviorist? Oh, I didn't even look at my opponent's board. Oh, that's right. I was just so like I misclicked and I meant to preserve the archive and I didn't, so I couldn't even go back. Oh, I did look at my opponent's board. Oh, I did. Never mind. Let's have a look. What do they have in terms of bonus cards? Visionary Leader. Okay. Birds. Do they even hit? Oh, yeah, Visionary Leader. Okay. Okay, so they hit the lower band of that. An Omnivore. Well. Okay. So their bonus cards weren't that great, but they just managed to get a few points from them, but it didn't matter, I don't think. So why did they play Vulture? Because I only had one Predator down at that point. Did they just a nice easy bird to play, I guess? It was a double play as well, so they got no points out of this. Like just to build out the forest a little bit more, get a little bit more food. And they had so many cards, they could just throw them away for extra food, I guess. And then it would help for them the third end of the round. They didn't have to think about playing a third forest. They already had the forest built out. So yeah, a little bit unfortunate, but oh well. That's everything's kind of against you when you've got a goal to contend with, and then these two pink powers that counter the things that you want to be doing. But then obviously they had better food, better card access, and they didn't even have to go to the wetland at all. They were just doing it just to get more points, which absolutely makes sense. So yeah, a little bit unfortunate. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I'll go back. Yeah, a little bit unfortunate, but yeah, there was I didn't do favors? Yeah, I didn't do myself, there you go, that's the expression. I didn't do myself any favors, really, just by the way I was playing. It made it worse than it could have been. I could have at least tried to make the game a little bit more competitive, but yeah, without a really good forest option, I was all prepared to play that Bard out, but then the rat got taken from me. So yeah, and then forced to play Junko there. That's really unfortunate. And then yeah, just prioritizing playing eggs instead of the crow. So I lost like 3 tucks worth on that. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame. Oh well, c'est la vie, as they say. I do promise though, from this point onwards, I have noticed my gameplay getting better. So yeah, you've got a more positive viewing experience in the next few games. And as I said, there's 10 more games in this tournament, and I've already played, as of time, I've played 6 of them already. So yeah, there's a lot of footage all bagged up already, and yeah, in general, things go in a more positive direction. So yeah, happy days. So yeah, not a good showing, but you're gonna get these games occasionally, and I'm just not at the I'm not at that stage yet where I can, even if I end up with sort of like a poor run of cards, I can still manage to get cobble together sort of like a 90+ score. That still amazes me when I watch really good players do that, and I'm just like, how on earth can you manage just to pull that together? It's pretty incredible to watch, actually. So yeah, if you've got thoughts about how I could have altered things, then I mean, I'm sure there's like lots of like little bits and pieces, but like if there's something like a real meaningful in terms of like how I should have gone about doing things, then I would be really pleased to hear it. Obviously, if you're commenting on this video, that's great. I really appreciate it. But obviously, be aware that obviously I've got 6 more recordings already on YouTube scheduled to go out. So by the time I see your comment, I won't be able to implement it until a few games down the line. But any thoughts and things would be very much appreciated. I know it's a bit of a bit unusual to have a more sort of a beginner type Wingspan player putting videos on YouTube, but part of the learning process. And the same as Fear of Jacta, the other game I played, that at the beginning, I mean, I still do. I put losses and wins on YouTube. I'm not shy of doing that, because I think all games will have learning outcomes to take from it, not just the wins. I'm doing this. I'm doing this for entertainment, but of course, I'm also doing it so people can learn from it. And also me too, obviously. So you have to see both sides of everything and not just have all the wins, all the flashy 120-point wins and whatever. It's got to be a bit of both. And at the moment, I don't think there is anybody else on YouTube who's kind of doing, who's at kind of at I think there's all the other YouTubers are a lot more experienced and much higher level than me. So it's kind of an unusual thing, I think. So, but I'm happy to occupy this space, and yeah, thank you everybody for watching. And by the time you see this, Christmas isn't far away. So in my other commentaries, I kind of forgotten to say it because I was just focused on the games and nothing else. But in advance, Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope the next few days on the run up to Christmas go well. And yep, Happy New Year, of course, when it comes. And yeah, just also say there's a little bit of a plug, but it's not a plug, in terms of like get views. It's just a FYI thing. If I've recorded, and I'm going to record another one. I've already recorded a long form video of me playing a different game, not Wingspan, but just a nice chilled out video where I'm just chatting basically for like 2.5 hours or something. So it's just there in case. I know Christmas, as much as it can be a lovely time of year with lots of food and love and family and friends and all that stuff, I know it can be a bit of a difficult time for some people. So if you need a little bit of support and just company over Christmas, then you can check out any of the videos on my channel. But there's a video specifically made where you don't have to watch it. It's not meant to be like a very highly analytical digital board game type video. It's just me actually playing Euro Truck Simulator, driving around Europe. So you don't have to watch it. You can just stick it on in the background. If you're doing something else, or if you're if you're trying to sleep and you're finding it difficult, whatever. There'll just be a video there. You can just hear me just talking in the background if you need it. So that'll come out on the 23rd, I think 23rd, 22nd or 23rd. So it'll be there, and there'll be another one recorded for around the New Year time as well, in case you need it. So yeah, So yeah, thanks for watching, folks. I know it was a slightly shorter one because I was racing through my turns, but yeah, I definitely feel much better when I play games live commentary style, especially for this one, because I can actually talk about what I'm thinking, and it does affect my gameplay. But also, a lot depends on obviously my winning streak up until the point. I've got to just try and also get into that headspace where I try to just block off every game individually and not let a losing streak really affect what happens in the next game, because otherwise then the losing streak can then just keep growing otherwise. And I've had I've been talking to some of my opponents from this tournament because we're all in a Discord group chat together, and some of them were saying that they're on some really horrible losing streaks at the moment, and it can just it seems like it can happen to anybody. So just got to try and just block off each game and just not let it affect you. But that's easier said than done. When the birds are not cooperating, it's very easy to say that. But yeah, so part of the learning process. So yeah, thanks for watching, folks. I'm signing off now. And take care, everybody, and have a good Christmas and Happy New Year when it comes. See you in the next video in a couple of days' time. Take care, everybody.